on me. My affirmations over.
Y'all, what's up? Your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you for tuning in, wanting to come and talk to you guys so we can catch up. Your girl has got some catching up to do. I didn't know Belle Collective was coming on this week or Real Housewives of Potomac. Like, I knew Potomac was coming back, but I didn't know it was already coming back this weekend. So right now we're going to get into Belle Collective, you guys. We're going to get into Belle Collective. Then I'm going to rewatch Potomac to take notes and then get into that. Hopefully I can knock everything out before I go to Dallas this weekend for my mom's birthday. We are going to try to do something for her birthday, you know, do a little, maybe like either go do like a distillery tasting or go do like a cider and sake tasting. So we're in between those two things right now, but yeah, I want to try to hurry up and knock these things out, catch up, and, you know, go from there. So, woo, my nerves is bad, y'all. My nerve is bad. For those who saw my last video, y'all know what I'm dealing with. Y'all know the stresses and that on top of seasonal depression kicking in, like, it's just all too much, okay? Oh, Riri, where are you? Riri, I can use, okay. So, for those of you who don't know, wait a minute. I think I have her. You damn skippy, I do. Okay, so for those who don't know, for those who are partakers, understand, you usually name your bubbler slash, okay, I'm not saying because I don't know if these hoes will try to, like, you know, strike me or whatever. So this is, you know, my bubbler. And I call her Riri because isn't it giving Rihanna Navy energy? Like with the green tie-dye, it is just giving Riri Navy. It's giving, bitch better have my money. Y'all should know me well enough, okay? It's giving me, bitch better have my money. It's giving, pour it up. Why should I fall out? Boom, pour it up. But since I have it, you know, minus well, okay? I'll be back. Yo. All right, we're gonna put Riri back so we can get into this review. I just needed one good rip off that to calm my nervousness, okay? I'm so glad I looked back in that thing because I literally thought I left it at my apartment. So let's get into Belle Collective. For those who already, you know, who are a part of the Juice Box crew, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It does your girls wonders, okay, for the algorithm for my channel. I need to figure out the whole hype situation, so I need to go check to see if my page is a part of that. But until then, y'all know what to do. Hit the like button, okay? And on 1, 2, 3, and a like. Okay. All right, Belle Collective, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So we are back in the woes, or in the, you know, land pitfalls of Jackson, Mississippi. And we open up, shit, what did we open up with? Did we open up with Latrice? Or did we open up with, no, Marie. Yeah, it was Latrice. So we open up with Marie, Miss Marie Monroe, okay, pulling up, you know, beep, beep, over there to a drive-through. And immediately, it was giving 10-piece nugget, you know, with a large Diet Coke. That's what it was giving. It looked like she get ready to order her a 10-piece. But then the drive-thru turned out to be Latrice's hair store. So she's like, oh, you know, can I speak to your boss? And, you know, Latrice invites her in or whatever. We are actually kind of seeing a new, you know, leaf be turned over with Latrice and Marie. They obviously did the flashback. Y'all know in that flashback how bad it was getting between those two, you know? And I think a lot of what had them turning over their leaf is just for the sake of trying to keep, one, the show, and two, like, y'all are gonna be around each other, so it is a thing of like, okay, we gonna be around each other, so like, let's keep it copacetic. But like, two, as Latrice said, like, y'all finna ruin this, like, bitch, y'all finna ruin this bag if you hoes can't get it together. Like, do you guys want to have a check or not, right? So Latrice came in, you know, I didn't like her eyebrows. I'm sorry, y'all. I did not like her eyebrows. I thought they were too dark. I don't know if they were heavily penciled in, or if it's maybe she does like the eyebrow tinting, and I know it lightens up over time. Maybe that's what that was. I'm hoping that's what it was, because then that like makes sense to me. Then I could, you know, let that slide. But if that was a penciled in job, don't do that again. Yeah, so they're basically talking about, you know, being good. They're on a better step with each other. Miss Marie, she's basically talking about how her life's going. Obviously, business is good, but she dating, right? And Miss Marie Monroe, she got not one, but two niggas, okay? Shout out to Monique.
If that nigga don't work, get another one. That nigga don't work, get two niggas.
All right, so she basically is talking to these dudes, and we see at the party, you know, how that interaction went. So did Marie get her nose done again? I really hope she didn't, y'all. I don't think she did. Maybe it's the makeup, but it looked different in the confessional than it did in filming. I need to go back and see, like, on one of them it looked thinner and like the bridge of her nose, but I'm thinking maybe that was makeup. But yeah, you know, body, you know, Marie said she gonna get the body, yaddy, okay? And now she's out here walking around with legs and hips and body, okay? But so Marie goes to invite Latrice to her birthday party, but Latrice has to deal with Taste. Y'all know her and Cliff just opened up Taste, and so now we see that's gonna be a huge thing for her. And her kind of like storyline this season. So speaking of, she says she can't go, but they're good. You know, everything between them is all right. So we move on to Letitia. Letitia. And we got her in a robe, you know, and we see Glen walking in all slow motion. And, I just, you know what it is about Glen? He's a typical like hood nigga, like, you know, that you basically, if you be around the person long enough, you can see they okay qualities. And Glen is like that dude. Glen is humorous. Like, Glen be having his funny moments on here, and he just gives, he put Letitia through the mattress 1 or 2 times, if you know what I mean. So it's like, that's the energy that it's giving with Glen. But there is a certain point where at some age, the victimization, you grow out of that. Like, I'm sorry, if you over 30 getting digmatized, like, you haven't figured out how to, you gotta learn how to disconnect this from this and this. As Iyanla said, you gotta learn how to disconnect all of them, okay? And so now all of a sudden he's being a good man, Savannah, okay? She's like, oh, you know, he's been doing so good. You know, I showed that I can see that he just really has been putting in the work. He's gotten back into the gas and oil industry. And I don't know if anybody else picked this up. I was like, okay, he got to the gas and oil industry, but he bought that box truck. So it's given, did that box truck shit fell through, or am I tripping? Like, cause he bought that truck, right? He was buying that truck for the sake of like using it to, I guess, be like either movers or like kind of like an independent like packing truck. I thought that's what that was, but the fact that they didn't mention that at all is what I'm saying. It's kind of like, what happened? Okay, that's all I'm saying. So nonetheless, you know, he's in the gas oil industry. He's more home. All of a sudden, you know, he's good man, dad, all that good stuff. So they rubbing each other down. And she's in there talking about, I'm just in my feminine energy, you know. I'm just so glad being in my soft girl era. You know, I haven't had no issues with Glen, and we've been having good communication. And like, it literally was like the setup of the Gimme Gotcha by the end of the episode. Everything that she was saying, like, happening with him. So, yeah, her and that, she just was killing me. I'm just, you know, in my feminine energy. You know, I'm so glad to be in this soft girl era with him.
How long you gonna be doing this?
And so he's sitting there, you know, talking about, yeah, you know, I'm glad to see that you like that now, you know. I'm glad to see that's where we are right now. It's kind of like, you know, God dang well, you ain't changed. You ain't changed none of them. Thing, okay? So, they're talking, and Letitia mentions that Marie is, you know, I think she told him then that's when Marie was dating two guys. And then she talked about the girl Carrie, the friend that's coming on. Her name is Carrie. And so she, I think, is also married, has twins as well. Her husband is like an agent, sports agent. And so she invited her to Marie's birthday party. And so obviously we get the new girls coming in. So we got Carrie, and then we got Amanda. So we actually see Amanda in this scene with Latrice and Cliff. So they're over at Taste, and you know, they're talking about basically the new chef that's coming in. They're gonna do a new chef, so they need to do a tasting. And so as they're, you know, doing the tasting or whatever, she reveals in conversation in the confessional that Cliff built some apartments upstairs, and now all of a sudden that's where he been staying. And, you know, obviously for her, it's like, you my husband, so why you staying at these apartments on top of a club or on top of a place where you know there's a lot of women? Like, the idea, the concept, I understand of like, okay, this is our job, you know, there are gonna be late nights because it is a thing, like, so having an apartment up top, but also it's just like, that is a setup for the wrong person, you know? That's basically like, it's a setup for the wrong person. And so all Latrice is thinking is, you a man at the end of the day. Like, that's what she's like. Not that it's the women, yeah, we don't have females working here and things like that, but like, at the end of the day, you a man. And we all know, if there's anything that you can't do, or if there's nothing that you ain't supposed to do, is trust a nigga. Okay, you need to always be looking at them with your good eye, as I like to say. I'll be looking at niggas with my good eye, okay? So, yeah, so Amanda comes in, and she, I think she said, like, went to high school with Latrice, and they've known each other, after that or whatever, and so she's coming in, and she basically is kind of like interrupting in the middle of a conversation or whatever. She's like joking with Cliff, like, you know, how you stressing her out today, da, da, da. And so Latrice basically brings up the conversation that they're discussing. And, you know, this is where we find out that she literally is just getting out of a marriage. Like, she divorced, but y'all, she divorced a woman, okay? She was a lesbian. She was a lesbian down here in this country area, okay? In a lesbian relationship. Ooh, Lord. Allow it, y'all. Allow it. Relationship, okay? Yeah, so she's basically like talking about like, yeah, no, this ain't good. Like, you her husband, and you know, Latrice. And what the most annoying thing about Cliff is, he is so like, I am man, hear me roar. Like, it literally pisses me off because everything to him is like, she was like, you know, oh, Cliff would be up under me, and now he's not. Oh, I don't be up under you, you be up under me, you know. And so she's like, and when she was sitting there in the talking to him, she's like, well, you know, you're a man at the end of the day. And he's like, well, the last time I checked, I looked in the mirror. Like, it's always like, for him, y'all know, for him, it's always a thing of like, I'm the man, you know, like, I'm the man, and nigga, you barely can even open your mouth all the way. Like, you need subtitles. Like, how you supposed to follow a nigga who needs subtitles?
Say that again.
So Amanda basically kind of puts her 2 cents of this needs to be situated and figured out between y'all because this could go south. So after that, Marie. So a blast from the past. Cedric. Do we all have the same reaction when we saw Cedric? Like, do we all have the same reaction? Like, what is this nigga doing here? Like, not him. Like, how the heck, I'm not gonna lie, like, we knew Cedric was a part of Marie's story, but, like, Cedric ain't been in the picture for damn near 2 seasons, so, like, we ain't seen Ced in a minute, so, for him to pop back up, and then we hear why. So, basically, Marie and her daughter are at the apartment, and we just know, we see them noticing, like, discussing how bad it look in there, and so they're cleaning it up. And then Cedric walks through the door like a goddamn wannabe sitcom of like, hello family, like, hey, nice to see you. And he hugs his daughter and then kisses Marie on the lips. And so now they in the confessional together basically talking about, yeah, you know, we're back. And then Marie's joking in the confessional like, oh, you went and saw that it wasn't green over there. Like, went and saw that it wasn't green over there on the other side. And that's what she keeps saying. And so he was like, nah. It's just like, I've seen that she's grown a lot. And, I've grown a lot. Y'all know that same old spiel. So it ain't no I've grown a lot. You've grown a lot. It's basically, so his brother passed away, y'all, unfortunately. And if there's anything a man gonna do, it is emotional blackmail. Okay? Men have mastered the art of emotional blackmail when it comes to women. And they will use anything. Y'all know it's like, what's that dude? Mojo Brooks. My grandmama died. This my grandmama just died. Like, it's always going to be somebody died. Is this like, we know. So, he was like, my brother died for you to finally be nice to me. And she was like, no, it ain't about me being nice to you, but you gotta remember that you had women like threatening me, like coming for me in our relationship. And so like, it'd be funny how niggas always want to like say something that the woman did, but they completely forget how their action, the part that played in what the woman did. So, basically they're talking about Marie's birthday, and Marie like invites him, and Ced basically kind of gives her the like, well, I don't know if I'll make it, like, I'll see if I can. And Marie does well, like, but anytime anybody says that, you can just kind of go ahead and think no in your head. We're adults here. So she was like, I'm gonna take that as a no, especially with Nikkas. Like anytime they say that, don't expect no confirmation with these niggas, and so, cause they'll run you around the mulberry bush. So, she kind of leaves that as that, but she basically was joking about talking to more than one man, and she was like, you reading all the history books or whatever, how men, have multiple women. She's thinking like, shoot, I can do it too. And sure enough, she had been doing it too. And I ain't mad at you, Marie. Like, go ahead then with your bad self. Like, I ain't mad at you. Stella gonna get her groove back one way or another. Okay? She's mentioned Martin to Cedric. She just basically knows, like, tells her, like, that's her white friend guy, So, what happened after that? I think everybody meets at Marie's birthday party after that, I think. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything in between. Amanda, Carrie. No, Carrie was introduced at the birthday party. Latrice, Cliff. I'm trying to think anything else. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. So Marie's birthday party. Everybody's showing up, you know. It was a typical kind of like event. It was an event, you know, place. Y'all know the typical, like, you know, little event halls, veteran centers, you know. We have them in town. There's some different price points, okay? So everybody's there showing up. Oh no, I did forget somebody. I'm like, I know I'm forgetting somebody. Selena, y'all. Selena and her see, speaking of niggas, her man, he is a Serena or Selena? I think it's Selena, yeah. Selena and her dude Mike, y'all, she introduced him last season. So basically, long story short, she been dealing with a whole lot. She just got in a car accident, where she basically kind of got T-boned while her friend did a U-turn. So she's been dealing with back problems, you know. Girl sitting down at because she was supposed to start work at Taste, but she ain't going to work. So whatever truck company, girl, I would have been Ezell. Oh, my neck and my back. Oh, my neck and my back. Okay, bitch. Either that or I was going to be on my Viola Davis tears. I've been waiting to use them hoes. Yeah, so he comes in and Selena's wanting to talk to him basically about, you know, him just buying shit and not telling her. And this man, literally, the whole conversation of what she told him, she was like, look, I don't have a problem with you buying things, but like now it's starting to become a pattern of like, you're doing these big ticket purchases, but not telling me until after. And in his mind, he's justified by saying it like, you know, I don't want to come to you until I know the thing is like good. You know, I like it's in him. How men think of like, I don't never want to come to you with a problem. Like, I want to come to you when I got a solution, everything figured out, because that's the whole point of being a man. I'm supposed to figure it out, you know, as a quote unquote leader. But really, they just be trying to veil their true intentions of, I'm a man, what I need to tell you for type shit. And they kind of like do it passive aggressively to also, it's like a way to remind a woman that you a woman in the relationship. You know, like, I'm not going to tell you things because you're on a need to know basis type stuff. And that's how men feel with the hierarchy of the relationship. Because what am I coming to talk to you about if because I'm going to do it anyway? Like, because I'm the man and what I say goes. That's just really the truth. So they don't feel like going to the woman and just simply giving her a heads up on a purchase. Because Selena's like, you do know we're planning a wedding, right? I got a wedding dress. We got the event. We got the food. We got the catering. We got, you know, the people who are going to do my makeup. Like, decorations. Weddings ain't cheap, nigga. The weddings is not cheap. And so she was like, I just want to, you know, hear that you understand where I'm coming from. And she was like, do you get what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, okay. He literally said, was like, oh, okay.
I wish I could just come through the screen and punch all y'all.
What the fuck? Like, seriously, what the... That man literally said like 2-3 words. Selena, you don't gotta do it. You don't have to do it, Selena. So at the party, as they were showing up, had to go back because I remember they showed up. Another situation happened where he literally just drops on her tonight that he leaving tomorrow to go to like Austin or Texas or something like that. And she was like, why are you trying to sit there and act like you told me last night? He was like, yeah, I did tell you last night. She was like, no, you didn't. Hold on, y'all. Got cotton mouth. That's the only thing about smoking. You get cotton mouth. So she was like, don't act like you told me last night because you didn't. And that's another thing, is like, they want to feel like I'm telling you on a need to know basis. Men, he's doing that Marceau shit. Like, oh, remember how he dropped on Tisha? Hey, I'm leaving next week to go to Africa. What were you gonna tell me you was going to Africa? You wait till the last minute to tell me you're going to Africa? Because it's basically like you're not gonna be able to do anything about it, because like I'm doing it anyway regardless of what I talk to you about. And that just goes to show the lack of respect that men have for women, and feeling like you're doing things but your actions affect me. So not telling me and not considering how I'm going to have to react to the things that you're doing is very inconsiderate as fuck. And that's one thing that you realize in a relationship more than anything of respect is consideration. Simple consideration. And so, yeah, I can already see this ain't finna end well with Selena. But nonetheless, everybody's showing up. Carrie's showing up. Letitia showing up. And guess who else showed up? Oh, Cedric. So everybody sees Cedric and was like, oh, cool. He here early. That's cool and everything. And Cedric's energy just, I don't know. It's not even him being like, as other people would see, like flamboyant, as, effeminate, if you will. It's not even that. It's just his energy. My third eye is just, it is singing off alarms. Like I just see his face. I don't know what it is. I don't know if y'all pick up on it too. It's just my third eye is just going off. It's just going off. Like, let's just ain't it. Run. So, not safe. Abort mission. That's all I can think. Control, Alt, Delete. Like, blast off, if you will. Get the fuck out of here. That's literally all I can. Anytime I see him, I just do not feel safe. My energy, anxiety go up. So yeah, he's there, but then everybody's talking to him and everything, and realize, oh, he's here for Marie, da da da. And then all of a sudden, this white man come in here, and this white man was who they was talking about, Cedric. Girl, Carrie had me rolling, because I kind of look. She's like, girl, if you don't get you a white man, get you a white man. What's that movie with him dancing and all that stuff? You just knew he liked black girls. Girl, Save the Last Dance. I already knew what you're talking about. Save the Last Dance. Tell me I'm wrong. With the description that she said, not Save the Last Dance, Step Up. That's what it was. Step Up, Step Up, Step Up. Not Save the Last Dance. But Save the Last Dance is a good ass movie, and y'all not finna tell me otherwise. I don't care what y'all saying. If you want to shit on Save the Last Dance, bitch, that's a good movie. You can argue with your mammy. Yeah, Step Up. And so everyone was like, oh shit. And so Letitia went over there to go rub on Cedric's arm. She's like, hey, you okay? He was like, yeah, good. And so Marie, she come in, fashionably late or whatever, silver dress. She see Martin and Cedric, and so she's like, oh snap.
Paul, why is you here?
Wait a minute. So it definitely was a moment of like, oh snap, like, okay, I done got two niggas here, so how am I finna handle this? And she basically was like, I'm not finna like act different. She's like, I'm allowed to date, like, it's my birthday party, turn up. So she danced with Cedric, she danced with Martin. Somehow or another, Letitia and Carrie, they messy asses, end up skedaddling old Martin over there to the side. He's from Berlin. He's German. So it honestly doesn't surprise me that he would be talking to Marie, because a lot of European white men, they like black women. That, like, you see it often all the time. The European white men very much are fond of black women. So they take over to the side and start grilling him, talking about, hey Martin, like, where you from? Da, da, da. You got kids? He's like, yeah, my kids, but they're back with my wife. And they're like, he's like, oh, ex-wife. And they was like, well, wait a minute. And you said wife though, like, what does that mean? He was like, well, we're separated. This whole separation thing, I'm of the latter part, probably an unpopular opinion. If you're separated and within an amount of time of the separation, I do, especially at certain ages, I do understand the separation of it not being such a total axe. Like, because going through divorce is expensive, and if you can find, I don't know, well, that's for another video, because I want to get done with this review. So nonetheless, they see that information, and then Carrie and Letitia go slide over there to Marie like, girl, yeah, his kids, back with his wife, and girl, you knew was he married? And Marie was kind of like thrown off guard, like, wait a minute, like, because Carrie was there, and Carrie was the one who was spearheading it. Like, I like Carrie, she finna be messy, and her energy, and then Tamra, y'all, was there. I forgot about Tamra, bitch. Tamra, you slid in here and coming in with the mess and everything like that, but bitch, what's Damon doing? What's his name? Giggy, what was his name? Gertie, Gotti, damn, what was his nickname? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Damon, how he doing with the baby? That's all I want to know. How he doing with the baby? And are y'all married or not? So Marie was kind of like, hey, did y'all see how Letitia done slid on over there? I'm gonna let y'all finish talking. Letitia she said, bitch, I'm working, okay? I'm working here. She made sure to get Carrie in the mix. But nonetheless, the party was what it was. Marie, entertained Martin and stuff like that. But it definitely was all them hoes over there being messy, like, oh shit. Walked up in the party. So we get to the end of the episode where Latrice is going to see her friend Amanda, or is it Amber? Is it Amber, y'all, or Amanda? I can't remember right now. So she's going there to get her, her wig split, her hair laid, and they just start chit-chatting about, Cliff, how are things better? And she was like, girl, nah, like, I'm still having a debate with him over the situation, and I'm just feeling so uncomfortable with it at the end of the day. And so, speaking of Tara, Tara walk in, and they basically get to talking about the birthday party, filling her in on what happened. And she tells her that Martin showed up. Latrice was like, hot damn, wish I could have been a fly on the wall for that. And in the midst of somewhere, the conversation of, what's the nigga name? Letitia, what's her husband name? I see his face right now. What is her husband's name? Okay. And the lady called him black and ugly. She's like, that's my favorite type, black and ugly. So, Lord Jesus. So, somewhere in the midst of their conversation, she basically reveals that he slid in her DMs talking about, it's giving pressure, sliding her DMs, something that he shouldn't be doing. And Tamra's response was that of, I think Tamra genuinely didn't know. I think Latrice possibly knew, but didn't expect her to just lay it out like that. Like, I don't think she expected to lay it out. Like, I think she maybe figured, like, somewhere along the show, she was going to reveal this information, but, like, didn't know exactly, so she could have, like, plausible deniability type shit. So, but her mentioning, right, I don't know if Latrice, because there was a little bit of on her face that kind of was giving, like, girl, we doing this right now, and so basically they go through the DMs, and she's like, I'm not gonna lie, I entertained it. And so it's just like, so we need to get more information in regards to that, because Tamara picked up on something where she was like, I don't know about you, Latrice, but, like, girl, your face is saying, there might be a little bit more. And all her response was, well, I mean, you see Latrice and you see me. And it was kind of like, all right, bitch, here we go with this shit. But that was where the episode ended. So, yeah, you guys, caught up on Belle Collective. Y'all drop down in the comments, tell me what you feel about the episode. Let me know, what you guys think about Selena and her nigga, like him not telling her stuff. What you guys think about Mary dating two of these men's? Okay, she got her black and white one giving real Oreo effect right now, and Cedric coming back into the picture. Okay, And what you guys think about the new edition of the ladies that they have this season, okay? Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll catch y'all hoes later. Deuces.